Hey guys, how's it going? It's Edvinsson here. Welcome to episode number 8 of this NHL 22 Detroit Red Wings fantasy draft franchise mode here on my channel in Motor City. If you guys have missed episodes up to this point, head up into that top corner right now. If you enjoy this one, show your support down below by dropping a like, subscribing, and hitting notifications to never miss when I upload. But today, we get to the 2025 NHL Entry Draft, where we've got a pretty good short list lined up here. I don't think we need to trade up, but we're going to have an absolutely loaded team on our hands in the future. Like, look at these potentials here. We are rolling with some seriously good players that we are going to be able to draft here in this upcoming draft, and I'm really excited for it. So, without too much further ado, apart from the progress reports, let's get to it. But this team is just looking so good. We've had a ton of growth. We've got 4 players over 90 rated now, 3 of them under 24 years old. That's insane. And we have so many good players that it's actually getting to the point where we're going to have to start picking and choosing between who stays and who goes. And we're going to get some crazy good returns and future prospects in exchange for those trade-offs. But looking in the system too, like, look at what we're rolling with here. We've got some great growth down here in the minors as well as, you know, players that aren't necessarily playing in the AHL. But like, look at Whiting and Kiviaru at 19 and 20 years old. Those guys are total shoo-ins for the team. I mean, Kiviaru more so than anybody, but we will be probably bringing in Sebastian Cossa too, just to continue playing in the NHL. He was very below average this year, but if he shoots up at all, we will be making a Pyotr Kochetkov trade, and I could very well see that happening. So, yeah, I think it's going to be good. We've got a great team on our hands. It's really more so now just a matter of, like, are we actually going to be able to get this team to the point where we're winning consistently? Because yes, we were knocked out in the third round of the playoffs to the Toronto Maple Leafs, which is ironic based on Austin Matthews being on our team. But yeah, it was a sweep by the Maple Leafs, and then they got swept by San Jose in the finals, so that was rough. Obviously, Rockford down in that bottom corner there, we lost in round 1. And yeah, the playoffs were a bit of a rough go last year, but that's okay. Apart from that, really, we have a ton of signings we have to get through. I think overall our team is in good shape. I can't actually remember. Did we sign these? I think we did, yeah. So, like, Byfield got a big deal. Only 6.2 actually for Byfield's crazy. Johnson is easily worth the $2.5 million for the next however many years we signed him for. Like, look at this. He's got what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 more seasons at $2.5 million. Like, Kent Johnson is going to be a vital piece in this team, especially being such a good first line fit. We put him with, you know, like Bedard as well as, I want to say it's Beniers. Yeah, either Beniers or Matthews. So many guys fit really, really well in this team that, you know, it doesn't really matter where you put them in the team. They just all fit together well. So the only thing that is an issue is that Shane Wright is a very good first or second line center for this team in the near future as well. And unfortunately, we just don't have a spot for him right now. I don't see us trading him, but I also don't see us trading Austin Matthews necessarily yet. Reason being is because it doesn't make sense to trade these guys. Like, we've got too many good players in this team. That is our biggest issue now. So, yeah, we're ready to go here. My seasonal allergies are kicking up, which sucks, but that's okay. Apart from that, you know, we've got guys like Bordeleau who just put up a pretty solid season. Didn't really cost us a lot of money by any means, but at the same time, I am still trying to kind of just balance out the $6 million or so that we have remaining. Perreault needs a contract. Like, if we look at all the expiring, obviously there's lots of rookies. We don't care about them so much, but it's guys like Perreault, Bordeleau, Bourque, Knies, guys that have made jumps over the last couple of years that we need to extend. And that's not going to be an issue so much as just we have to do it and make sure that there's the roster space to do so. So, with that in mind, we're really going to start picking and choosing. Guys that don't want to stay are essentially gone. And, well, even a guy like Jacob Perreault, we've got $10 million in extension money remaining. Perreault is really only going to be, let's see, if he's $2.725 million, we're going to be looking at a $2.3 million contract roughly for him. A little bit more than that, 2.325. For 2 years, Perreault's been really good. We'll hold on to him. Bordeleau is really cheap too. He wants 2.025. So a $1.725 million contract. That's insane. Like, Bordeleau is easily worth that. Same thing with Maverick Bork. What does he want? 2.15. I'm just using my 85% calculator here. So we're going to be offering Bork 1.825. 82. Yeah, it's going to have to be 1.85. But again, really cheap deals, and these are going to be massive in this team's success in the near future, especially just with cap space and having to pay players and things like such. It's totally worth it. So McIsaac we will re-sign. He's been really good. Matheson too. Oh, maybe not for that price, but let's go like that. 850. Tachev is not worth that much money. We're not paying him that. Versus Coronato is just as good as Tachev, and he's going to be cheaper. Same with Anders Bjork. I'll actually keep Bjork, which I didn't think was going to be the case, but it looks like it will be. Apart from that, for goalies, you know, Jorgen Backer, we can't really extend because he's an entry level, but I think we are ready to get to this draft. I don't really feel the need to do interviews or anything, and yeah, our team is set up for some serious success coming up here. So we're going to be picking pretty high up. I mean, you look at the franchise talent on this team, and it's just unquestionable that this team is going to start winning cups here quite soon. So with all of that in mind, I think it's time to get to this. I mean, I would kind of like to... I do want to move Austin Matthews eventually, just because he is $16 million, and that's too much money, but I don't actually know if we're going to be able to find a trade for him. So yeah, I don't like there's no franchise talents in this draft that I'm like, we need to go get this guy. You know, that's not how I feel. I feel like we're just gonna land a ton of steals in this draft, like a guy like Olesen or Ekholm or players like that. They're going to be good players. It's really more so just a matter of time and development with them. So without any further ado here, really, let's get to this entry draft, and it should be a good one for the Detroit Red Wings. Alright, so as you guys can see, just before we get to this actually, as you guys can see, there are a lot of players in the like 190 to 230 range that we are looking at. There's at least 4, and we do not have 4 7th round picks, so we're going to have to make at least one trade to acquire some of these guys, and I think that is the right move. I think the other thing that we can actually pursue here is potentially a Kochetkov trade. I don't really want to trade him yet, and I think we could roll one more season without trading him, but that is eventually going to happen, and we are going to have to give up at least one asset to acquire. We're going to have to give up at least 1 or 2 decent assets to acquire the 7th round picks that we want, but with that in mind, you look at the quality of picks we still have here, and this team is in a good spot. So we've got pick 30, pick 39. There's some good opportunities here for us to draft good players. Right, so this might get a little bit dicey just based on where some of our trades are, but I want to see just who has a lot of 7th round picks. Is there any team that has more than 1? I'm going to say unlikely. Oh, the Oilers have 2 at least, but those are also late. Let's see. Calgary. Oh, Edmonton and Calgary have got some decent, like a decent amount of 7th round picks. So let's just look and see what each team has to offer. Obviously, they're going to want good players from us, but 7th round wise, we could go with 198 and 217. I would take those 2 off of the Calgary Flames along with maybe we could get their 1st rounder next year. I think we could put together a half-decent package for something along those lines. We're not giving them a goalie. Skater-wise, you know, we could easily do like a Coronato, Callan Lind kind of deal. I would be okay with that. So I think this trade, I don't know if it's going to go through. So we just got to let Nashville pick first here. And they're going to take Strback, who's an 83 rated player. He's looking like, oh man, he looks like a really nice sniper. So keep an eye on Nathaniel Strback. He's going to be a great player out of the queue. So yeah, honestly, I'm like almost certain Calgary isn't going to want to trade their 1st rounder, but we'll toss our 1st in there as well. And then if we go with like Lind, Coronato. That should get it done. Maybe we go with like Lind and like McPherson or somebody like that instead. I don't really want to trade Coronato. So if that goes through, I would be extremely happy with it. I don't know if it will, but let's just give it a try and see what happens. And it doesn't. All right, so we might have to do Coronato. Okay, or maybe just maybe we go with okay, let's go with Sanheim instead. Sanheim should get this deal done, and then that's a good trade in my opinion. All right, so I don't see why that trade wouldn't go through. It does, and we will take it. Obviously, Sanheim was a pretty decent locker room player, but in exchange, we're landing 2 picks that are very likely going to land us some decent players here. All right, so the final trade we're going to try here, I think, is with the Edmonton Oilers for now. We'll maybe make an off-season move if that is needed, but right now I don't think we really need to do anything along those lines. I would love to land, you know what, let's just go with a 6th rounder just to be safe. Pick 171 or so. And then that, yeah, that really shifts everything in a good direction. And I think all we're going to do is trade... Oh, I don't actually know what we're going to do. I don't really want to trade any of those players. Okay, hold on. All right, so Hunt goes 2nd. Braden Hunt actually is going to be a sweet player, too, for Calgary. And, all right, Rekis looks good. Yeah, this is a good draft here. Let's just try to find a trade for Nashville's pick. I'm okay with taking the Preds like number 193 or whatever it is. Oh, I hit the wrong button. No trades for the 7th rounder. Okay. Pick number 193. And their 2nd rounder next year. Should be able to acquire us some decent pieces. And honestly, if we went Eves, who was, yeah, he was a 2nd rounder, but I think we get a higher 2nd rounder than that. Maybe not Eves, actually. Eves looks good. Maybe Tristan Love. That might be the move. Okay. So if we go Tristan Love straight up for, you know what? We might be able to get another 3rd rounder out of this too. That looks like a more even trade. All right, I would be okay with that if we can trade Tristan Love straight up for 3 extra picks, and that does go through Nashville. That's going to be highway robbery. Okay, so, all right, with that in mind, let's go over to pick number 30 here. And at 30, we're going to see Rafalski turn out to be a good player. Same with Kristanovich. Like, this is a good draft here. So, with that in mind, we're looking at preferably like some bottom pairing defensemen to draft. Lizen fell to number 8. Are you kidding me? Oh, man, if I had been paying attention to that, we would have made a move easily. So, yeah, oh well. We could have taken Lizen, but I'm really set on this Lincoln Reza guy just because he is a 2-year ETA, which is better than a lot of these guys are showing right now, and I think he's going to be a top 4 kind of player. And then after that, well... we could go with Vic Smithson. I want Caden O'Neill as well, so maybe we go with, yeah. Do any of these guys? I don't think any of these guys have X factors, but I think we're going to go with Vic Smithson first here. I think that might be the better play. Actually, no, I'm going to go with Reza. I'm going to trust my gut on this one. All right, and Lincoln Reza is a 70 rated, 2-way defenseman, not bad at all, decent skating, half decent shooting, defense, and puck skills. All right, I really like that pick at number 30. And then over to 39, and I'm just going to miss out on Vic Smithson. That one kind of stings, but that's okay. And all right, I think we are going to land Caden O'Neill. Yes, we are. Beautiful. Another 2-year ETA. defenseman for the system. 68 rated out of the Saginaw Spirit in the OHL. He's going to get good development time too. And again, very well-rounded offensive defenseman. I like how he is set up. All right, so over to pick 57. And at pick 57, we kind of have a choice between two players, but I think I know who I want to go for, and it is very likely the riskier option, but that's okay because between the two guys we're looking at here, one is not Tommy Jennings, no. No. We're looking at either Tiro Kiprasov or we're looking at... Where did he go? Not Moroza. I don't really want another defenseman after the two we just took. Although Moroza is a 2-year ETA, I want to go with this guy, actually, Ludvig Hagos. Didn't really play a lot, but... You know what? I think he is going to be elite. I know this is the riskiest play out of all of these picks, very likely, but we'll take one risk. I think Hagos is going to be elite, or at very worst, top 6. And if that's going to be somewhere similar to Tiro Kiprasov, I'll take it because Kiprasov is small. He's a sniper. We have lots of snipers. If Hagos is a playmaker, well, he is. He is a playmaker, guaranteed. But strengths are teammate utilization, so he's just going to get better if he's surrounded by better teammates. So let's take Hagos, and he is 50 rated medium elite playmaker. Let's go. So for a second round pick, we will absolutely take that. Ludvig Hagos going to be a decent player. And then we jump all the way over to pick number 94 from there. So after that, Kiprasov. Okay, Kiprasov was 59 rated at 18, so that's actually really good still for a third round pick. But we were going to take him in the second, which just doesn't make sense to me. I'm much happier with Ludvig Hagos being a decent potential. And, all right, let's see. How good was that? Where is he? Did he even get drafted? I don't know if he did. I don't think he actually did. Yeah, no, he didn't get drafted. Moroza is, like, right here. But again, like I don't know if we want defenseman. Yes, he's a 2-year ETA. His system fit is terrible, though. So I had Del Zotto pinned as a decent-looking winger with below-average stats, but, you know, decent penalty minutes. If he's a grinder, do we go with Del Zotto? I have 4 more defensemen lined up after this. That's why I'm not taking Moroza. So we're going to go with Del Zotto. I think he's my pick, and he is... Oh my god, he's elite, and he's a power forward. Let's go. I thought he was going to be a grinder and like a top 6 grinder. So for the end of the third round, oh my word, Trenton Del Zotto, how you do? All right, so that's another steal. My god, okay. We are fleecing the league. Ooh, Karppinen. Okay, so Matty Karppinen was decent. Bernard Roux was decent. Oh my god, okay. Talk about a sweet-looking draft here. Coupland as well. Nice pick by Edmonton. And good start to the 4th round. I mean, really solid late 3rd round, too. Wow, okay, yeah, and okay, Morozov was, yeah, as I expected, around 67, 68 rated. And up next, I cannot pass on this dude. Look at this. Davis Lannon is just loaded with X factors. Leadership ability, defensive zone play character. He doesn't shoot as much as he should, but doesn't let things bother him. Very well composed, seems to have a pro mentality, and has good leadership. Like, that is everything you could want in a defenseman. This guy sounds like a Nick Lidstrom type to me. And he's loaded on X factors, so let's take him. Davis Lannon is defensive, and he is low elite. Oh my god, look at those X factors. Oh, we got a good one here. Davis Lannon is going to be a sweet D-man in the future. And he's 18. Oh my god, I thought he was 19. No way. Oh, what a player. All right, Davis Lannon, keep an eye on that dude. He looks like a beast. Okay, so after Lannon, we have landed a couple other interesting looking picks, but I think we're going to be able to land most of them here. All right, so at pick 158, our next highest selection, we're pretty much set. Our next 5 picks are all guarantees, but We're going to go with the highest name on the board, being Terry Webster. He's a left wing, low elite playmaker, 19 years old, out of the USA, and he's 53 rated. He put up 39 points in 53 games, which is a huge improvement over his last season. He's got potential to make the NHL. He's got the size and hopefully the skill. Ooh, Isaac Cummins was good. So was Lou Cole. Oh my God, look at those picks, hey? Those are some steals right there. Like, those are nice picks too. My God, Platt, great player. There's a lot of low elites in this draft. I am actually genuinely happy with this draft. This is a really solid draft. Oh, I haven't seen one this solid in a while. So, up next, Olesen. No questions asked. 2-year ETA. Let's take him. Marcus Olesen is 69 rated for a 6th round pick, 190th overall. We are building a godly defensive core pool here in the future. And all right, we got pick 193 up next, where I think I have to go with Peyton Wallace. Yeah, Peyton Wallace is the next guy. Then we'll go with Gerard, and then we'll go with Ekholm. So let's go with Wallace, defensive defenseman again, 50 rated, not terrible. He is 18, so lots of time to develop. And over to 198, just 5 picks later, and we will take Connor Gerard. All right, and then we are putting it a little close here with Ekholm. Hopefully he doesn't get picked. And looks like we're good. All righty. This is going to be a 3 low elite 7th round. That is just absurd. So we'll take Ekholm. He's 59 rated at 20 years old, but for a 7th round pick, you never know. So, all right, not bad at all. And at pick 222, I genuinely don't know who we're taking. I did not scout past those last couple guys. Do we go with Vasilyev? Do we go with Doravo? I don't know who we go with. So let's just see, does anybody actually have X factors? All right, that doesn't look to be the case. So Dan Henry, 36 points. Not really an improvement, but that's okay. Bryant Yakubov made a decent step as a center. He is just 18. I guess he would be turning 19. Doravo, only 6 points. LaBelle with 11. Bit of an improvement, not crazy. I'm looking for like the really crazy improvements on the stats. That's usually where you find a steal. Gallardi, not really. All right. Yeah, not really too crazy stat lines here. So I think if we're going with anybody, we're very likely going to go with Bryant Yakubov. He made a fairly large jump, so we'll take him and see how he turns out. All right, so for the last pick of this draft, we take Bryant Yakubov, and he is a medium bottom 6. Go figure. All right, so overall, looking at our picked players here, man, that was a sweet draft. We landed so many guys that are so good. Olesen, Webster, Lannon, Delzato, Hago. So, like, everybody is NHL potential here except Bryant Yakubov, and that's fine because it's our last pick of the draft. So, that is it. I hope you guys enjoyed that draft. That was absolutely absurd. And we land some sweet prospects in that one. So, looking at the team now at this point, and we hit the re-sign phase. Obviously, we will have to sign. We've got nobody becoming RFAs, but we get Coronato, we get Bordeleau, Perreault, Knies, Bork, McIsaac, Bjork, Matheson. We got everybody. Perfect. All right, like literally nobody left to sign. That is just phenomenal. All right, so as we hit the re-sign phase here, I literally don't think we have any players expiring that we don't that we can't sign. I think we have enough space to get just about all these guys. If we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Backer, I don't necessarily see the need to sign him. We could go Vivalainen and Wyden as goalies, and that's the thing is I'm thinking we do trade Caden Primo at this point. Sure, he got 44 wins in Grand Rapids, but that's Grand Rapids. It's the AHL. It's what we want to see out of a guy like Christian Whiting in the next year or so. So, apart from that, we're very set on defense too. We've got more than enough good defenders down in the system that, if we do end up letting a guy like Stetcher go, it's not a big deal. Reza, I think we sign right away. Same thing with Olesen. Those two guys are pretty much AHL ready. And then I don't think we're signing Colton Rekus, honestly. But we might go out and sign a guy like maybe Garlock, actually. Abraham Garlock actually made a pretty decent jump this year. And at 21, I think he should probably be in the AHL now. So let's get rid of Lyabushkin here. I don't really need a 31-year-old anymore. So release him. That's two guys. All right, so we've cleared up 2 roster spaces on defense. We're about to make a trade to clear up another, but we'll offer one of our 9 roster spaces to Louis Vara. We'll clear up another roster space there and another one. Oh my goodness, we're going to have a sweet team here. So we'll get Lepisto as well. He looks good. Eves probably should get signed at this point now too. I like how he plays, and I think we can take his development from here. Not defensively, center-wise, we should sign Tamura. He's massive, 6'6", 221. Just an insanely big-bodied center. And all right, apart from that, let's get back to those goalies and players like such. We are going to clear a spot with Primo just so that Cossa is really set. Apart from that, defensive-wise, we should sign a couple of these guys here. So let's go with Reza for sure. Let's go with Olesen. Let's go with Garlock. And then we'll sign Hamalainen next year. And I don't think we're signing Rekus. He's one of the only guys that we probably won't sign here. So we will release him. That's fine. And yeah, we've got... you know what? Yeah, maybe Ekholm too at 20. He probably should be playing, but how many? Okay, so we just offered 3. If we go 3 more, that takes us up to like McIsaac Robertson kind of area. I think we're going to have like Capobianco Buium maybe as our next like kind of bottom defensive pair, and then this top 4 is just sick. So yeah, on the right wing, we have so many centers it doesn't really matter. Left wing, we do have a lot of left wingers actually. We've got like at least 4 NHL ready kind of level wingers, and we've got Alec Takashi as well, who for a 5th rounder is looking pretty decent. So, all right, that is our team. That is what we're doing for sign-ins, and I think we are ready to go here. Let's advance a day. And we get Garlock, Takashi, Eves, Lepisto, Tamura, Louis Vara, Olesen, Reza, everybody, right? 47 out of 50. We are good to go. Maybe we will just sign Jorgen Backer as a backup goalie. He might not actually play, but that's okay. And then we will try to make a Caden Primo trade. So there we go. We get Backer. Let's go to free agency. See who's just even available in free agency. We don't have any money to spend really, but I don't really want to trade any of those guys either. So all right, let's take a peek. And in free agency, Mitch Marner, Patrick Laine, and Brad Marchand. Big names and very good players. So how about some of these guys too? Unrestricted. Oh, I was going to take Dan Henry. He did actually turn out to be pretty sweet. That was my bad. We could have drafted him. Emmanuel Engel as well. Not bad. But yeah, overall, I'm not really feeling like we necessarily need to pursue free agents heavily. Our team's in really, really good shape, and I do quite like where we're at. So goalie-wise, Yaroslav Askarov hits free agency. We have $10 million in cap space? Seriously? How? Where did that money go? Oh, right. We had so many guys on expiring deals. Right. Okay. Who's interested in Askarov? Oh, wait. He's an RFA we cannot pursue at all. All right. Marchand wants a 1-year deal. Do we dare? Do we dare bring in Brad Marchand at 37? Oh my god, he's been a beast. I'm thinking, maybe that it could be a locker room poison, but I think he wants to win. He's been on the Oilers for the last 5 years or 4 years, and they are not winning. So he is definitely a high-scoring guy. Let's bring him in on a 1-year deal just to eat up that cap space, and screw it. That's our one free agent sign-in. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, that is an interesting one. Let's try to find a trade for Cayden Primeau. I'm gonna feel bad if we don't. We should be able to. And a 3rd and a 7th from Anaheim's not great. 3rd and a 6th from Arizona is a little bit better. I'm like, ooh, 3rd and 4th from Chicago. Sure, let's take that one. They're both 2027. But for those picks, we might be able to draft goalies with those. So we'll take it. That could be 2 goalies for the price of 1 eventually, but we will take it. I like that deal, and we're ready to go to the next season. So do we get Brad Marchand? Yes, we do. All right. This team is freaking loaded. My god. All right, guys. So this is the lineup we are going with for this upcoming year. It is absolutely unfair. I have no other words for this lineup besides unfair. We have Brad Marchand on the 3rd line. Are you kidding me? Wright, Johnson, Raymond, Matthews, Bedard, Beniers. That is... Oh my god, our 4th line doesn't even need chemistry because they're all 84 rated. That's absurd. Our top defensive pairing is essentially just 2 90s at this point, 2 94s. Our second pairing's a 90 and an 87, and our third pairing's 280 overall defensemen. We have a very good defensive core in front of an 87 elite goalie, Pyotr Kochetkov, and Sebastian Cossa. My god, this team is just something else. I don't think I've ever seen a team this strong before. So for special teams, just feel free to pause, take a look. The teams are deadly. And yeah, we're going to have a very good season this year, I think. But who knows? The team might crash and burn again on my watch. That seems to have happened in the past. And really, it's just oh my god. I have no other words. The reason I'm putting Wright in is I'm trying to get him to grow more. So keep an eye on him. But this team is going to dominate. Anyways, in the minors, it's not quite as good. This is really just our system team here. Keep an eye on Olesen and Reza throughout the year. They might get better. Helmanen actually looks okay for a 3rd round pick, but isn't anything super crazy. We're starting Christian Whiting this year, and hopefully he will grow and have a great year, but that's the team. The special teams aren't quite as great down here, but there's a lot of 2-way forwards and players that just don't really match the systems all that well, so there's not really all that much you can do with it, but yeah, again, feel free to pause. I'm spamming through it, but you can pause if you want to see it. So that's the team we're going with, and just for time's sake, we are going to jump in and get through this season to see how the team does, and who knows how this draft class is going to be. We got Murray Pietrangelo first off, and then Nicholas Lindsay, a defenseman there, second. So should be an interesting draft class. No idea how good or bad it's going to be, but remember, we also have Calgary's 1st round pick for this upcoming draft, so we might be landing a pretty top-end selection here if things go well. So that's where we're going to leave it. I'll be back with you guys just to show you how good our team's looking and things like that. I got to do my scouting first, and then we'll go from there. All right, guys, so looking at our team this year, and we are going to be rolling with 100 offense, 90 defense, and 86 goaltending for one of the best teams in the league. This should be a good year for the Red Wings, and we'll see how it goes. And something else I did want to show you guys this year, it's not the player morale. Don't ask me why it's the player morale. That doesn't make sense. But, no, sorry, for the draft class here, we are looking at another franchise sniper here. This guy has a goal per game so far. Murray Pietrangelo looks absolutely insane. A+ is pretty much A's across the board with a couple pluses and 1 minus in physicality, but Buddy looks like an absolute beast again. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we end up trading Matthews for that guy or for that pick, or maybe we end up winning it with Calgary's pick. Who knows? But I do actually just want to show you guys this Flames roster too in comparison to most of the league. it's not bad. Like, I don't know how Calgary did so poorly over the last couple of years. They've got decent players. It's just that they did not win last year. So maybe they'll win this year. Maybe they'll end up winning the cup or something. I hope not. I mean, I'm really expecting our team to go far this year. But keep an eye on that Murray Pietrangelo guy. We will be doing pretty much everything in our power to land another young franchise player. But as much as you guys probably hate watching this, being like, this is ridiculously absurd, this is not realistic. No, it's not realistic. We're trying to win 14 Stanley Cups with the Detroit Red Wings. Of course it's not realistic. So anyways, let's get through the season. I'll be back with you guys probably just at the end of the season to wrap things up and see how this team does. All right, guys. So this year, the Detroit Red Wings go 55, 18, and 9 for a 119-point season, a first-place finish in the league, and really just a phenomenal season. It's exactly what we expected from the team, and yeah, it was just a good year. Looking at our Calgary Flames pick that we've got here, and they finished third last in the league. Only Edmonton and Ottawa finished below them. And all right, that's good odds to actually win a pick here. But Connor Bedard, 93-point season. Beniers, 78. Raymond, 77. Marchand gets 71. 65-point season for Aaron Kiviaru. That's insane for a rookie defenseman. My God. And Johnson, 63. Wright, 58. Not really the craziest scoring numbers from a lot of our guys, but very well-rounded scoring overall. So that is your team numbers here in Detroit. Nothing super insane. Obviously, Matthews with 105 was kind of expected. Kochetkov wins 47 games. That's got to be an NHL record. And yeah, rookie-wise, Kiviaru was a gem. So looking at the entire league here, and your top scorer is indeed Austin Matthews, tied with Kyle Connor and Nathan MacKinnon. Three-way tie there. That's crazy. And then as far as rookie skaters go, Strabak's going to score 76. But, man, I think... Actually, no. 45-goal season is pretty absurd. But, Orlando Bineural actually played this year, too. He was insane. He went first to Tampa the year that we got Kiviaru. But, man, Kiviaru scored more than Bineural. That's got to be, like... He's got to be up there for a crazy, like, Calder-winning season. As far as goalies go, not really that close. I mean, Askarov in Philadelphia was insane, but Kochetkov just won more games than anybody else. Luke Hughes scores 72 points. Rookie Kiviaru finishes fourth in defenseman scoring. That's absurd. Tied with Evan Bouchard there as well. And yeah, just a crazy year. As far as goal scorers go, Juraj Slafkovsky and Connor McDavid are going to top out. Holy Connor McDavid, he's 99 overall. But they're just going to top out Austin Matthews for most goals in the league. And yeah, very good all-round season. Connor Bedard gets in the top 10 or so as well there with 44 goals on the year. And that is an impressive season from the Red Wings all round. All right, guys, so taking a look at our minor league team here now, and the Grand Rapids Griffins finished fourth in the league with a 54-21-7 record. Not bad at all. 70-plus point percentage there is really solid, and we actually had two top scorers here in Matthew Coronato and Arturi Lehkonen. These guys were just crushing it. They did so well, and in combination... those two were actually able to both finish in the top 6 in the league in scoring. That's pretty impressive. So I'm very happy with that. The team did well, and I think we are at a point here where, Grand Rapids should be winning a little bit more than they have been in the postseason, but we'll see what happens. And something else I totally just forgot to show you guys was the fact that our goaltender here in the AHL, Christian Whiting, won 40 games. That is a huge leap up from 10 the year before. He makes a ton of progress, plays in a ton more games, and is looking like a serious contender for being a backup goalie on this team in the near future. So that's very exciting. I'm happy with how the team did there. Looking through the rest of our progress reports for the year so far, obviously the season's not over. We've still got time to develop players further, but at the moment, nothing super crazy as far as potential goes in the NHL, but more so moving away from the NHL towards the minors and Delzato, Webster. Oh my god, Webster's insane. He's already got 69 points in 58 games. That's crazy. All right. Juraj, he's done a little bit better. Ian Tamura did really good. Yakubov somehow grew like crazy. Same with Wallace, Ekholm, Yzerman, Hagos. Like, we got decent growth all around. Nothing super insane apart from Whiting being up to an 80. 77 rated Hoffman isn't too bad either, but overall we didn't get quite as much growth as I was hoping. That was a little lackluster, but you know, we potentially still have a Calder Trophy finalist there in Aaron Kiviaru. Matthews probably should win the Hart, but we'll see what happens there. He's gonna be one of the Art Ross winners. And yeah, let's get into the playoffs, see where we're going to be playing with this team, and then that's where we'll conclude it. We'll start off against the New Jersey Devils in the next one. Our team's in a good spot. I really like where we're at, and yeah, New Jersey's going to be a tough matchup, but at the same time, you know, I expect that we should be able to beat the Devils, and the Capitals will get the Canadians. All right, this will be a fun one. But anyways, guys, that's where we're going to wrap it up. Next episode, we will be getting into the playoffs, and if you enjoyed, go down below, show your support by dropping a like, subscribing, hitting notifications, and leaving comments. But that is it for me. This is Etaniel signing out, and until next time.